was incredible.
In the championship you just referenced, did he bring his teddy bear? Because he was famous for bringing a little teddy bear.
He had some toy with him, I remember.
Oh, very, very, very sweet. The comfort blanket. Well, Illya up against Hikaru. I don't know if they've matched up before. I'm sure they played tons of online blitz games with one another. I'm just trying to recall how head-to-head it doesn't come.
Yeah, I don't recall them playing anywhere.
I've witnessed, I've gone to SLU and watched a couple of the practice sessions. I've witnessed Illya playing blitz, and he is a very, very, very good blitz player. Again, Bishop's opening. And Hikaru came up with that very strange Queen F3 idea that he used against Mishra. Not to great effect. Oh, hold on, pardon me. It was Carissa.
With Carissa, we are seeing the same thing, but this time Illya is immediately capturing that bishop, allowing that open file, but also doubling pawns for Hikaru.
I remember that Carissa had played it with c7, c6. Also, Carissa had gone hog wild. g5, h-right.
I want to checkmate you.
She had a very, very serious, very dangerous attack against Hikaru. Hikaru had to play very well, which he did, to win the game. Knight d7. Okay, essentially this move says, I want to stop you from playing c5, and I don't know what your queen is necessarily doing on f3, but in case it wants to do anything, I'll play queen f6, and I will play queen to g6 as well.
So queen g3, targeting g7, and Illya
just said,
ready to free and shadow his
still
bishop.
not sure what you're doing. I want to play bishop to g7. By the way, h5 weakens the square g5, but because the knight has already committed himself to e2, Illya is saying, I'm not worried about your knight f3, knight.
Long castle.
Wow.
So we will have attack on the opposite sides.
Absolutely. Well, the king looks pretty snug over here, if you ask me. Now, if I'm in Illya's shoes, I am thinking instantly about the moves a6 and b5, as well as queen e7, c6, and b5. I noticed that Illya played a5, and that I'm Hikaru was going to play queen to f2, followed by knight to d5. Instead, put his bishop on g5. I like controlling that c5 square. Still, I prefer white.
I'm starting to like black,
Okay.
because if Hikaru now recaptures with the pawn, I have nice bishop g4 and knight e6.
I was definitely going to recapture with the knight, capture with the rook. I know you have bishop f5 and e4, but here I think I should be somehow playing rook to e1, bishop to d2,
So
bishop to
first
c3.
b6 Ilya played, so there's no c5, right? No break.
Yeah, and because the a5 pawn was more or less tender, he just wanted to take away that opportunity. I look across the board and I see that my opponent has the two bishops. One of the things that immediately comes to my mind is, well, let me deny you of that advantage. So I think Hikaru is eyeballing bishop h6 as a possibility.
Now there is difficult to do any breaks for black, right? We don't have d5, we don't really have c6 to help prepare that d5 square, that d5 push.
So bishop f5.
Maybe just king h7 now, not allow your bishop h6 and see what you want to do.
Yeah, I had expected that the rook would just drop back a single square, just so that you didn't have the move e4. The problem by moving the rook all the way back to e1 is the rook on d1 is potentially trapped. A good tactical awareness there by Ilya, and you saw that Hikaru took his move back, so to speak. Played rook e3, rook e8, and we've caught up with the players.
Now black has a very nice bishop on g7. This diagonal
very nice
is
bishop.
quite appealing. Now we need to get the queen to that diagonal as well to have some dangerous ideas.
Yeah, and now you understood why I was going to reach across the board and trade off.
Now anytime you go
bishop.
bishop h6, luckily my rook is moved, so I can hide my bishop on h8.
Yeah. Okay, rook e1. So I'm looking, and I'm not really excited by this knight's prospects on the queen side anymore. I start to think about knight to d4, as well as knight to a7 to c6. Maybe my knight will be a little bit better on the c6.
Also, you just want to capture the pawn on e4, right? I know you like to improve your knight, but...
Right, I am also, of course.
Seconds. So again, Hikaru has that 1 minute advantage.
You see that all the time, but you could say that Ilya's played a good game, you could say that Karpov's played a good game. They both played a good game, but Hikaru's taken a minute less. He just plays very, very fast, and in blitz, when you're a minute behind on the clock, normally speaking, that can be a fatal situation. Now, Illya did not capture on f3. He is thinking that after takes, bishop to g4, whoa, and that
g4 and resignation?
Yeah, the bishop's trapped. If you take with a pawn, takes on e4, the bishop's